My interior design yucks and yums, things I really don't like and what I think you should do instead. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Phoebe. I've compiled a little list here of randomly specific things that I really don't like that I see a lot in interior design and things that I really do like, kind of alternative versions of those things that I think are better versions. And as usual, please take all of this with a grain of salt. My opinions only, blah, blah, blah. Also, I just hope that you guys know by now that I in no way think that I'm like teaching you things or like teaching you about interior design. I'm not qualified whatsoever. I'm like learning about it myself, and I just find it fun to share and fun to talk about my opinions with you guys and hear yours in the comments. If you want to watch someone who's like a qualified interior designer, I've been obsessed with Noah Daniel's videos. I also know a lot of you guys watch Paige Wassel, who I'm just starting to dive into her videos. There's lots of great interior design YouTubers out there. I just really like making interior design videos. I'm loving it more and more. And as I said, since I'm in a rental and don't have my own space, I need some creative outlet to get that love for home design out, and the way I know best how to do it is through YouTube videos. So I hope you guys like these as much as I like making them. Okay, without further ado, my first yuck, and this one's kind of a trend. I feel like it's kind of a newer trend, and that's colored grout. I feel like I see a lot of this in like a rose-ish colored grout, like a pinky, maybe terracotta colored grout. I don't know why, I just really don't like this. I almost just think that it is so just a trend, and the reason behind doing it is to be like different and unique and have like that showstopper element. And I don't actually think it ever looks better than a neutral color grout. I think there are a ton of different neutral colored grouts that you can play around with and still have it look really elevated and nice. I don't think you need to go all out and pick like a really unique color. I don't know why, colored grout just gives me the ick. My next interior design yuck is barn doors, like interior barn doors. Again, I think this is just a trend that has been absolutely beaten to death, and the problem I really have with it is when people use it out of the context that it makes sense to be used in. Like if you don't live in a country area or an area where that kind of context is what is surrounding you, I really don't think it makes sense. And I feel like so many people on HGTV just slap barn doors in there. Not so much anymore, but there was like an epidemic going on before, and I just don't think I don't think they look good. I've seen one example recently of, I guess you would call it like a barn style sliding door that I liked, and it was just really minimal and simple and didn't have that like country style black iron and classic cliche barn door characteristics. What I do really like though are other types of unique interior doors, like pocket doors. If you want a sliding door, I think that is a way better option that's way less trendy, and therefore I don't think you'll get sick of it. Dare I say, it's way more timeless. Same with interior French doors, I think is a really unique look and really elevates the space and can kind of be that showstopper without doing something so overtly one specific style. I really like these kinds of doors because it makes sense to keep them open. Any other just kind of normal single interior swinging door, I feel like doesn't add or take away anything from the space, whether it's closed or open. But these French style doors, if you just keep them open all day long in between two common spaces, I think that can be really pretty. They're really pretty when they're closed. Same with a pocket door, beautiful either way. The next thing I am kind of getting an ick for is certain like gingham and checker print. Maybe this video is just me hating on certain trends that have been beaten to death, but this is one that I really do think I haven't liked even when it was trendy. Like those rugs, those area rugs that are checkered that have just been everywhere for the past 5 years, and I'm no longer really interested in it. To me, it kind of gives Urban Outfitters, you know what I mean? And it gives like decorating my dorm room. Maybe that's harsh, but that's why I don't like it. What I really like instead is plaid or other certain type of, I don't really know what the pattern is called because again, I'm an amateur, but there's another type of checker print that kind of reads more of that like woven plaid plaid style. Maybe it just has to do with the color, but I'll put on screen what kind of checker print I like. And then also plaid, I love plaid as a pattern for design because it kind of reads like woven textiles. That's like kind of what the pattern is. It looks woven. And so I think it makes sense and is really comfortable and warm in the context of a space. Whereas I think something like a harsh black and white checker print or gingham is a little bit more like dollhouse aesthetic, and that just isn't as much my personal aesthetic. Next thing I hate, which is in every flip house, I swear to God, and in just most houses in general, we have them in this house too and just can't get away from them, and that is cage ceiling lights. Any kind of them I hate, whether they're like super industrial looking kind or just like the silver boxy cage kind. I don't know what they're called, but they're variants of cage ceiling lights. I hate them so much. I don't think they add anything. I mean, I guess they're like technically visually interesting because they're a little bit more intricate, but I don't think they add energetically anything to a space. I don't think they're calming. I don't think they're that cool or artistic that it warrants them being in a space over something a little bit more simple or something more creative. What I like instead currently are fixtures that diffuse light, things like paper, like rice paper, or even things like unique fabric shades, whether that's on the ceiling or on lamps as well. I like rice paper lamps and ceiling rice paper fixtures. I like ceiling fabric shades. I like fabric shades on lamps. Anything that diffuses light. My next ick is subway tile laid in like an offset brick pattern. This is everywhere also. I think it's also in this house. And it's the combination of the two. I'm not crazy about subway tile, and I'm also not crazy about tile that's laid in an offset pattern. What I really like instead is square tile laid in just a stacked pattern. Even rectangle tile laid in a stacked pattern I think is a lot better than rectangle or subway tile laid in that brick pattern. And I also do think that square tile laid in that brick pattern is better than rectangle tile laid in that brick pattern. It's just the combination of the two bothers me so much, and it's just so overdone. I think that's what it is my eyes are just sick of seeing it. It does nothing for me. And it is funny how tile that's laid in that stacked pattern is objectively more of a simple pattern, but because we're not used to seeing it, it's way more interesting and unique to the eye than tile laid in that offset pattern that we're so used to seeing. My next ick, and I guess this isn't quite as much of an ick as it is like the default version of a yum that I have. This is what I mean. My yuck is cabinet doors or closet doors with big framing, thick framing, like thick framed cabinet doors, thick framed closet doors. I have more forgiveness for this when it's like an old kitchen with original cabinets that have like that intricate framing that just adds to the character of the house. I like that, but what I really especially don't like are cabinets with just a thick rectangle frame or closet doors with a thick rectangle frame. Literally that. Like, I don't like that door right there, and I can't replace it, so don't come for me. But that kind of framing I just find so boring. And again, what would add more character is if it was more intricate and like more original to the home. But I think what also makes it more visually interesting is if there's just no frame at all. And that's my current yum, are completely frameless flush cabinet doors, completely frameless flush closet doors, even regular doors as well, especially if they're wood. I love that so much. I love just a frameless, solid wooden door. And it's again one of those things that even though it's objectively way more simple than a door with a frame, it is more visually interesting and visually pleasing to my eye because we're less used to seeing it. So it almost reads as like really unique and interesting, even though it's almost the complete opposite of that. I think it's fun to experiment with, you know, adding character where it makes sense to add character, keeping character where there is already character, but then also making certain design decisions that just strip everything unnecessary back and just see if that resonates and if that is like pleasing to you or interesting to you as well. I don't think we have to go fully in one direction or the other. I don't think you always have to inject a bunch of like character and detail and texture and just like go full out on like if you move into a house that has no character and it's just a white box. I think we're in an era now where that frustrates so many of us who care about interior design that we are tempted to go in and add all of these things, you know, like nail gun framing to the doors or nail gun a bunch of trim time in to add the character. And I think sometimes embracing what a house already has going on isn't just reserved for those houses that are old with character and stuff. I think you can also embrace certain simple elements of newer builds. And this is just a completely separate tangent. This really has nothing to do with the doors that I'm talking about, because most new builds do have these doors that I hate. But I guess all I'm trying to say is that there is a balance that I like to play with between old, antique, vintage, ornate details, adding character back in, versus stripping things back, having things more simple than we've been used to in a while, and kind of following that more modernist design principles that I have come to love recently. Okay, going along with kind of that same tangent of just leaving some things the way that they are, is that my next and final interior design ick recently is more of a conceptual ick, and that is feeling the need to fix everything that's wrong with a house when you move into it. I really like when things are worn and have a story, and I don't think that is like an unpopular opinion. I don't think that I'm like so cool and different for saying that. I think all of us feel that way, whether we know it or not. Having some imperfection is cozier than having every single thing brand spanking new. And I think a lot of us do understand that when it comes to like, we like old things and we don't want everything to be brand new. But what I'm saying is that I also like some broken things, or some, not broken, but like damaged things, literally. Like I like when there are things that some people would fix and I like not fixing them. For example, super scratched up or discolored parts of a wooden floor, or condensation rings from leaving a cup on the table for too long, or, you know, scratches and discoloration on old cabinets. Even certain like discoloration from water damage on walls, I know is like so weird that I like that sometimes, but I do just think those things are also things that add character and warmth to a space. And I don't think we need to be so perfectionistic. Is that a word? I don't think we need to be so crazy about perfectly discerning, like, I want this type of character, but I want all of these things fixed. I want everything to be perfect, and I need the perfect balance of new and old, and I want old things, but I want them to still be in perfect condition, and blah, 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 blah. I think part of what adds the warmth to a space isn't just old things, but it's the energy of things being used and being loved, and, you know, as cliche as it sounds, having those stories behind them. So that's my last one that I wanted to talk about. I know this was maybe a quicker video. Please let me know in the comments your current design yucks and yums, and whether or not you resonated with any of the ones I talked about. Yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to. I have a super fun closet clean out and reorganization video coming out in just a couple of days. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. And I'll see you guys in a few days in that video. Bye guys.